Greetings, video viewers. This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another lovely, lovely vid. This is going to be a response video that's been batting around the VC some, and uh, I just thought I'd throw my 2 cents in. I know I'm pretty late to the party with this. I'm pretty sure Mind Over Metal started this, basically talking about favorite bands, if you have one, what you think of the notion of a favorite band for a seasoned music fan, blah, 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 blah. Basically, I have some mixed emotions on this topic. Right now, I don't think I have one current favorite band. However, at one time, I absolutely had a favorite band. It was the first band that got me into heavy metal. Period. And if you watched me talk about my evolution as a metal fan, you know which band this is already, and you could probably guess without too much trouble before I reveal which it is. But I think they were my favorite band for so long because of the caliber of their music, as well as they were the first band ever. I mean, it's like your first girlfriend. I had my first, just to talk a little bit about that. You idealize the first thing. My first girlfriend, I got hooked up with her when I was like 14 years old, right? We were both 14. I believe it was the summer between my ninth and 10th grade year of school. She was absolutely gorgeous, actually. I know, shocking that an uggo like me could get a hot girl, but I absolutely did. She had a beautiful face, blonde hair, brown eyes. Her name was Ashley. I don't remember her last name for the life of me, so I have no idea what happened to her after we stopped seeing each other, how she grew up, what she looks like now, any of that. I have no idea, but she was easily the prettiest girl I ever dated when I was in high school, period. So, anyway, it's enough whistling on the past about when I was a young boy. But anyway, oh, and I had hair back then. But that's enough of that. The band in question, of course, is Metallica. They were, the first band that drugged me into heavy metal, and because just like that beautiful girl, right? I discovered Metallica back in 1989. So up to that point, they were like that beautiful girl. All of their music was absolutely amazing that they had put out up to that point. I discovered Metallica really, in my opinion, during the peak of their creative uh, output. And they remained my favorite band from 1989 until after I graduated high school. I think it was right around the time of Reload in '97. Maybe they kind of fell out of being my favorite band, either '97 or '98. I'm not sure which. Because by that point, I realized that a couple things. One, Load and Reload were not up to the standards that I had for Metallica in my mind at that time. I was like, because when those albums first came out, I forced myself to like them a lot more than I actually did. Uh, but they just didn't stack up at the time. So I think it was this mental disconnect I had between my feelings of Metallica and the reality of the music that they were putting out at the time. And I was like, yeah, it's just not good. So that, coupled with the fact that I had discovered so many other bands that I liked so much better than what Metallica was doing at the time. I discovered them in high school and college. That Metallica kind of fell from being my number one absolute favorite band to, you know, I love them still, but they're not. They weren't my favorite band, and they really haven't been since. Uh, I have right now, if you asked me who is my favorite band, I might name 50 bands or so. There are so many bands that I consider my favorite. It's kind of ridiculous. But that's not for any less love for any of these bands. It's just a lot of them have put out so much great music that it's really hard to say, do I like this band better than this band, better than this band. In fact, right now I'm working on a kind of a Priest versus Maiden challenge because I've been on quite the Judas Priest kick lately. And I'm right now listening to each band's respective discographies. And I just listened to a few Priest records, which was great, except for listening to Rock-A-Rolla. And I decided to really challenge myself. And after I'm done recording this, I'm going to go back to listening to the X Factor. So I'm kind of trying to get through some of the lowlights before I start listening to their really great material. So as far as what I think about seasoned music fans having a favorite band, I don't see an issue with it. I think it's perfectly fine to have a favorite band. I think it's perfectly valid and perfectly reasonable, and I can see why a lot of people do. My example, Metallica, in The Beautiful Girl, right? Metallica obviously matured, grew up, and weren't as attractive as they once were. Just as far as me aging, I've probably declined some too, But, as they got better, again, their last two albums, they're looking a lot better than they did before. So anyway, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but my question to you, if you do have a favorite band, is it really the first band that got you into whatever type of music you're into? Or is it a band that maybe you heard a little bit later? Like, let's say you're into genre X, doesn't have to be metal, right? And band X got you into that genre. Are they still your favorite band? Or let's say band X got you into it, but later on you heard band Y, and you're like, man, band Y beats the shit out of band X, and then band Y is your favorite band. I just want to know. Let me know in the comments below. That's pretty much it. As always, if you like this, thumbs up. If you hate me, thumbs down. Share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.